Today we got in a Lanix laptop which is failing after a few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes of powering on, it just turns off. And as the client told me, they use it for gaming, and these laptops are not meant for gaming or anything near that because of the way that the heat system it's made, the heat sink on these ones, they are kind of trashy. So I do not recommend anybody to use these laptops for gaming. Pretty much any Lanix laptop I would suggest. And I'm gonna open it up, show you guys how to take it apart, and explain you guys why this laptop really sucks and how you can fix the issue if you have a bad mouse track, the mouse track is failing, or if the battery is failing after a few minutes, just says there is no battery, it can't detect battery, or after 10 to 15 minutes it just powers off automatically. And this video is for you. So let's get it started and let's take it apart. First thing first, I always put this kind of work towel on the bottom right here. And this one, the model number on this particular one, it's a Lanix Neuron A. That's the model, Neuron A. So let's go ahead and disassemble this. First thing first, you can see that you cannot remove the battery from outside. It's just kind of one whole piece on the bottom. So the battery is from inside. So let's go ahead and unscrew all the screws at the bottom. Make sure they take the screw which is right under this label, on the warranty label. Remove that too. Alright, once you removed all the screws, make sure you haven't missed any. Next, I really recommend you guys to grab yourself a guitar pick, a metallic one. They are really handy and great for this job. First, better this way. So first thing first, let me see. Right. You wanna grab your guitar pick and you wanna put it at where the battery is, right at the back. Somebody already put a screwdriver there. So this is what happens if you put on a screwdriver. You start putting a dent in the plastic. That's why I recommend you guys to use a guitar pick. Put it right in between the gray and the black plastic and just wiggle it around, and you will get it open this way. Now put your fingers like this and just keep them apart, and do the same thing for the corners where the hinges are, and do the same thing for the other side. Alright, and most of the job is done up here. Now you want to go to the side while you're keeping your finger in here in between. Do the same thing on the side. Just lift it up slowly, go around, and do the same thing for this side. I have the camera on the way. So, trying to do this. There we go. Alright, once you got the sides and the top where the battery is, and then you can just go ahead and lift it up slowly. And just move it around, and the whole thing will just come out. This is the bottom base. Now, this is the surprise part. After bottom, you got bare bone batteries right there. There's only 1, 2, 3 cell batteries. This is just a plastic, naked in the air with no covers on anything, no wires hanging out. So this is the cheapest way to make a battery. So you remove the battery first thing right here. Alright, next you want to remove the hard drive. Just there's no screw, just lift the bottom side, the back side up a little bit, and then just pull it towards the CD-ROM. That way to your left, if you have the CD-ROM on your left side. That's your hard drive. At least I use a good brand hard drive, HGST, those are good brands. That's the only thing good about this laptop. Alright, next, look at this shitty heatsink that they have. There's no copper pipe or anything. So you're gonna go ahead and remove this. Unhook the fan cable right at the bottom, right here. So you're gonna unhook this one from here, and you're gonna unscrew the screw right here, and then you wanna do the same thing for these 3 screws right here. Alright, now you can just go ahead and lift up this heatsink. Honestly, oh my god, type. What kind of heatsink is this? It's not even aluminum, it's some other type of metal. It's supposed to absorb the heat, pass it through here, and go through this shit. It's supposed to actually cool down your heatsink. And people wonder why it's so cheap. These laptops are cheap. So anyway, so we're gonna remove the plastic cover from here, and we're gonna clean the dock system right here. And also, if you want to do a little help it out, remove all the dust and remove this mesh right here and trash it. You don't need it. Let the air just flow nicely. So pretty much I'm just gonna remove this. Alright, we're gonna put this to a side, and in a bit we're just gonna clean it up. So down here we have your RAM. You can only put 1 RAM in here. There's no second slot for RAM. So let's go ahead and unhook this plastic cover for the CD-ROM. With 1 screw right in the middle. We can just remove the plastic face right there. Next, you want to unhook the wireless card cable and unhook the microphone. That's the microphone right there. Unhook the speaker cable down here. Next, you want to remove the LCD cable. Just lift up this tape, black tape. Alright, you're gonna remove this black tape right here, and you don't want to yank the cable towards back from here. You don't want to yank this cable. Just put your, let me zoom in. Use your fingernails to grab from each side and just pull it towards the hinge. Just like that. Alright, next, down here, you want to remove the touchpad and mouse clicks right here with this ribbon. Just lift up, lift this flap right here, and then unhook the ribbon cable for it. Alright, next we're going to remove two screws from the motherboard. Once we remove these two, you want to unhook the keyboard right here. Same thing with the white flap, just lift it up and the ribbon cable will come out. And there you have the motherboard. Down here there's not much left. There's the keyboard under there. The speakers, if you want to change, just come out. There's no screw for them. And that's it. So we're gonna put this to a side. We're gonna look closely to the motherboard. Alright. Now down here, there's few stuff that we need to do. First thing first, we want to remove this black tape over the battery. Okay, you don't need it, just crush it. You want to remove the RAM by pulling apart these two metal things right here on the side, clips, and the RAM just removes in 45-degree angle, and that's your RAM right here. This is a 4 gig RAM. Let's put to a side. You don't need to remove your Wi-Fi board, just leave it on if you want. There's only one screw right there. Actually, remove this plastic thing that is useless. Also, you want to remove the battery for the BIOS. So just pull. Let me see if you guys can see this. Just pull this gold plated metal thing to the side, and the battery will just come up. That's a regular battery for the motherboard. For your PC, the same. Alright. On the back side, pretty much there is absolutely nothing on this laptop. Nothing. The mouse clicks are right built in. Mouse buttons right there. They were just built in type. From there on, there's nothing. So everything is pretty much on this side of the laptop. Here you have the CPU that does the job of the GPU. Same thing. And the problem comes from the soldering balls that is under the chip. So easier and cheaper solution for this ones is to just apply a liquid flux right under the chip and heat it up for about 2 minutes. And if you guys are gonna do this at home, apply with a hair dryer about 5 minutes, but you need to put a liquid flux under the chip. And before you do any applying heat, isolate the side component with a aluminum duct tape. So I'm gonna grab your aluminum duct tape, cut four pieces about 2 inch each. 2, 3, Once you have these 4 pieces, and this is a thick aluminum sheet, you don't go and get the thinnest one. Those, they don't work. And you're gonna isolate the chip from the components beside it. Just put it over. Don't worry, you're not gonna shorten anything on the board. Alright, there we go. Now we got it isolated. We're gonna grab the liquid flux. Right. Alright, you're just gonna grab about half a, doesn't matter, like a few drops, and you're gonna inject right underneath the chip. Don't put too much and don't put too little. Just as much as long as you see it just coming out from the other end, that's enough. If you put too much, you're gonna screw it up. Alright, now once we got this, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna use my hot station and heat it up. Alright, so right now we're gonna apply the heat gun to this one. I'm gonna set my hot station for 280 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna go in a circular motion for about a minute or less. This is one way of fixing it. The other way is to just take away the chip and revolve the soldering balls on the bottom, and that's the only case I'll do that if the reflow. This is what we're doing right now is called reflow. If the reflow doesn't work, then we have to resolder the chip, and that's a different work and different cost for a client. But for now, my client just wants to go for a cheaper way, which is to reflow the chip. Alright, after applying the heat, try not to cool it down with any fan or anything like that. Leave it by itself so it cools down by itself. Don't force hot, cold air to it. Otherwise, you're going to crack the soldering balls underneath. I'm just gently tapping on a crystal, pushing it down slowly. Just like a tapping on it slowly. And we're going to leave that to cool down for a few minutes. And once it's cooled down, we're just going to continue doing changing the thermal paste on it. We're going to go ahead and clean up the GPU and the heatsink. I'm gonna clean up with an alcohol. Now that we cleaned the heatsink and the GPU, we're gonna apply thermal paste on these two. But I'm gonna do it right at the end before we actually. First, you're gonna put the motherboard on the inside the laptop. So let's go ahead and put the battery in. Put the battery in first. Put the RAM. Now bring over your laptop. Plug in your keyboard first. You can do this in the air. Just put it inside and close the flap right on top. Put the hole in this corner first. Make sure all the cables are going on top. There we go. Now you can slide down the same way that you took the ribbon cable for the flex cable for the screen, the same way it goes in from the corners. Just push it towards yourself, and that's it. Alright, next you want to connect the mouse pad. Plug in the speakers. Run the cable for the Wi-Fi antenna and for the mic. Right into this. And connect the Wi-Fi antenna. Alright, now next you want to put the black screw between the HDMI port. And put the other screw right on top. Grab your plastic cover for the CD-ROM. Put that in and put the screw right there. And I'm guessing the last screw was. Oh, this is the fan one. Now we can actually go ahead and grab the thermal paste. I'll grab my RTX Server 5 thermal paste. And we're gonna apply gently over the CPU. We're gonna cover all the crystal. That way. Once we got those in there, now you're gonna put the heatsink down, place it slowly. You're gonna put the screws in. Right there. And connect the fan. And we're gonna run a test to make sure it's turning on before we put the top cover. So put the battery and then flip it over to turn it on. That's it. should get on my screen right there, and now we are inside the BIOS. So there you have it. Now it's working. You do have to run a stress test to make sure everything is okay. Don't run few stress tests, only one stress test is fine. So now we can go ahead and put the whole thing back together. Then we're gonna grab the cover. So double check your cables, connections, everything is okay. They're plugged in nicely. Grab your bottom cover. Oh, before that, grab your hard drive. Put your hard drive in, slide in, and then first put the top side where the hinges are. Make sure your cables are not in the way. And then you can just go ahead and push down the side. Don't push the middle. There's nothing in there to push. And just go all around it. Make sure you close it on every corner. You see this gap right here? I don't know if you can see it. This one you have to press hard. So it just closes. Go like that all around. In the back by the hinges. And that's it. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and put all the screws on top. And that'll be all. So I hope you guys like this video. If you liked it and it helped you guys out, please give thumbs up and subscribe. If you guys by subscribing motivates and helps me out to put my time to make more videos to show you guys how to fix your laptop or how to use your own service. Also, I will be able to take a request from my subscribers. If you have any requests, questions regarding any other laptop or technical aspect, you guys can go ahead and ask. And I try to answer them right away or within an hour or so. Thanks for watching, guys.